In San Francisco, your trash is picked up and taken to a solid waste transfer station across the freeway near Candlestick Park. It is then loaded onto trucks, which takes the garbage to a landfill. We don't usually think about what happens to our trash after it goes away to the landfill and we never have to see it again, but landfills keep growing and growing, and soon enough we won't have space for any more waste. The world isn't getting any bigger, and soon we will run out of room. Does that mean trash is more important than nature? We're headed down a path where our world is going to become trash.
Sadly, a lot of people are under the impression that recycling will solve our waste problems, but in reality, a whole lot of the garbage that we put in our trash doesn't actually need to be there. It is estimated that 30 to 50% of what we throw away could actually be composted, but it doesn't get there because we put our garbage in the wrong bins. Did you ever wonder how much trash San Francisco produces in a year? We took to the streets to find out exactly what people are thinking.
I would guess like 3 million tons.
I will say 7 tons, 1 ton for each mile.
Surprisingly, both were wrong. San Francisco on average produces 8 million tons of trash per year. This means that those garbage trucks we talked about earlier take 110 trips in and out of the city each day. Even the recycling and compost taken with the trash are often so densely compacted that they can't properly decompose due to the lack of oxygen.
Joseph Murphy, the manager of Environmental Safety Office here at USF, describes the biggest problem with garbage, which is to make sure everyone knows what bins to put their trash in. In recent years, Murphy and his coworkers have tried to educate students here on campus about how to compost and recycle without drastically changing their lives. Another big problem is convincing the people who don't care about where their trash goes to actually care. According to USF's trash company, in 2009, only 10% of the trash collected was placed in the correct bins. If everyone doesn't make their own personal effort to help the greater good, we will never be able to resolve our trash problems.
So we asked some students at USF how they do their best to reduce waste.
Go.
I live with 5 other girls, and we do our best to separate our garbage. We put recycling and recycling, and trash.
What do you do to reduce your personal waste?
Every morning when I brew coffee, instead of using these paper cups, I take my to-go cup, which is 0 waste.
What do you do to be more environmentally friendly?
I use a canteen bottle instead of using plastic bottles every day, and I try to recycle at work and throw my trash in here and separate it from the other trash.
San Francisco isn't the only place with a trash problem. Excessive trash is a problem all across the country. The United States leads the world in the production of waste. Did you know that we create a quarter of the world's waste, despite the fact that we make up less than 5% of the world's population? Remember watching The Story of Steph? We produce 236 million tons of waste per year, according to the U.S. EPA. If we go back to 1960, the level of waste was about 1/3 what it is now, and the average U.S. citizen produces 1,600 pounds of waste per year. The biggest problem with all this trash in the U.S. is that the landfill sites have dropped 80% in the last few decades. When will we realize we need to stop wasting? We don't have much time left.
Now, what would Aristotle say about this trash overload? It is important to think about why we should care about where our trash goes. We shouldn't care because it's cool or trendy to be green. We should be aware of the actual health risks posed and the destruction of nature in our country. We, as Americans, need to think of our waste production multiplied. When we choose not to recycle or compost, we need to be aware that our actions are affecting others. Here are some last-minute tips about how you can help your trash. Eliminate what you really don't need. Substitute with organic, biodegradable, homegrown, clean energy, handmade and local products. You can minimize your personal consumption, which will help reduce your carbon footprint. And last but not least, make sure to double check the pictures on the garbage bins to make sure your trash is going in the right place.